stands upon the battlefield.
Switch 2 is set to become a new chapter in Nintendo's history, and these games are ready to show what the new console is truly capable of. Today, I'll be showing you 10 brand new single-player games, each designed to deliver an unforgettable adventure. Persona 3 Reload finally makes its long-awaited debut on the Nintendo Switch 2 this October 23rd, 2025, and it's not just a port, it's a reawakening of one of the most emotionally powerful RPGs of its era, reborn with striking Unreal Engine 4 visuals, smoother than ever social mechanics, and reworked combat that hits with the finesse of Persona 5. The character art has been refined, the city feels more alive, and every animation flows at a silky 60 frames per second, breathing new life into Tartarus and the unforgettable hours of midnight. While the core story remains untouched, fans have speculated for months about included content. Yes, Episode Aegis is still a separate purchase, and no, the Premium Edition won't cover it. But make no mistake, this is the most definitive version of Persona 3 we've ever had, and if you've waited for the perfect handheld experience, the Switch 2 release is your moment to fall in love all over again with one of the darkest, most soul-stirring JRPG journeys ever crafted.
Sad as I am to hear it, I'll respect your decision. Come on, let's go.
Inazuma 11 Victory Road has had one of the most dramatic development arcs in recent gaming memory, first announced back in 2016, then vanishing into delay after delay until it finally reemerges in 2025. Yes, the date's now confirmed as November 13th, and it's a digital-only release across Switch, Switch 2, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. The wait's been agonizing, but the reward is something that blends deep RPG elements with the over-the-top action soccer magic the franchise is known for. Every match is a cinematic explosion of power kicks, anime-style drama, and character-driven storytelling, backed by sleek menus, fast pacing, and a progression system that finally respects your time. Victory Road isn't just a game, it's a love letter to fans who stuck through the delays, and it's shaping up to be the wildest soccer fantasy battlefield ever pixelated. Octopath Traveler 0 doesn't just revisit Orstera, it rewrites the rulebook entirely. Announced with jaw-dropping excitement during the latest Nintendo Direct, this prequel dives into a world before the original heroes, giving players the freedom to craft their own customizable protagonist and recruit up to 8 companions into battle, double the original's limit. The HD 2D visuals are back and more stunning than ever, bathing every mountain, village, and ruin in shimmering pixel-lit elegance. For the first time, the series incorporates a full-scale village building system, letting you rebuild a ruined hometown and make it truly your own. A deep, personal layer that will speak to every fan of handcrafted JRPGs. The beloved Break Boost combat returns with new strategic depth and a soundtrack that delivers pure emotional resonance.
It's a tale of beginnings that unfolds across Orstera.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is Ubisoft's most daring and fully realized RPG in years, and this time they've brought feudal Japan to life with breathtaking fidelity. Released on March 20th, 2025 after a wave of delays, the game introduces dual protagonists, Naue, a masterful kunoichi assassin trained in the arts of stealth and subterfuge, and Yasuke, the legendary African samurai who brings brute force and righteous power into the battlefield. Their stories intertwine in a tale of honor, revolution, and identity, unfolding across ancient forests, war-torn villages, and vibrant cities lit by dynamic lighting and ever-changing weather. It's a world that reacts to your choices, with deep RPG mechanics, branching narrative paths, and unexpected collaborations, including a lo-fi soundtrack drop and even a Dead by Daylight crossover that had fans buzzing.
And let your blade be an extension of your spirit. Remember, justice is forged
Farming Simulator 25 took its roots deep into the soil of next-gen innovation when it launched on November 12, 2024, with a Switch version that brought a trimmed but capable farming experience to handhelds. But it's what's coming next that's turning heads. The Signature Edition, confirmed on May 28, 2025, brings the full console experience to the Nintendo Switch 2 this winter. This version includes over 400 licensed machines from more than 150 real-world brands, introduces new crops like rice and spinach, and even lets you raise water buffalo across massive maps representing North America, Europe, and East Asia. Built on Giants Engine 10, the game now features enhanced weather systems, dynamic lighting, and shadows that dance across the fields with realism that borders on meditative.
Hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good.
Nested Lands plunges you into a medieval nightmare where the world has been torn apart by plague, famine, and collapse, and the only path forward is pure survival. You begin with nothing, no walls, no food, no safety, just a scrap of land and a handful of survivors, and from that desperate spark, you're tasked with building a functioning village while the world crumbles around you. But this isn't a cozy builder. It's a brutal systems-driven survival RPG where every decision has weight, where the dead don't stay buried, and where winter storms are just as dangerous as marauding bandits. Crafting, settlement management, resource gathering, and squad-based tactics all come together in a world dripping with tension, wrapped in gritty, low-fantasy aesthetics. Alpha testing kicked off in early 2025 with a demo promised for the summer, and a full multi-platform release, including Switch, is targeted for late 2025.
We muster the courage to live another day. Lord, have mercy on us.
Into the Dead. Our Darkest Days steps away from the franchise's runner roots and dives headfirst into shelter management horror, set in a haunting 1980s Texas overrun by the undead. The game dropped in early access on April 9th, 2025, and what players got was something deeper, darker, and far more emotional than expected. A slow-burn descent into fear and desperation, where you guide a group of survivors through a devastated Walton City while the summer heat scorches the ground and the dead roam unchecked. Every supply run could be your last, and every decision might tear your group apart. Console versions are confirmed, including for Switch and Switch 2, though the exact release date remains unannounced. This is survival horror with heartache at its core, and it hits hard. Constance paints a world as fragile and profound as its protagonist's mind, a hand-drawn Metroidvania where every brushstroke bleeds emotion. You play as an artist navigating a crumbling world inside her own psyche, with combat based on ink, color, and brushwork, turning every fight into a surreal visual performance. The landscapes morph between decaying memories, psychological trauma, and moments of fleeting hope, all illustrated with painterly beauty and carried by a haunting musical score. 6 surreal biomes await, non-linear exploration invites endless secrets, and boss battles are brutal yet metaphorical, tying directly into the themes of mental struggle and emotional decay. My time at Evershine brings the cozy life sim formula to a whole new level of ambition, placing you not just in a small town, but in charge of it. You're the newly appointed governor of Evershine, shaping the future of your fantasy city with sweeping authority, from infrastructure and resident happiness to trade, diplomacy, and even politics. This isn't just farming and crafting anymore. It's leadership, co-op for up to 4 players, deep relationship building, and real governance over your citizens' lives. Launching in late 2025 exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2, the game expands everything fans loved about Portia and Sandrock, with mature art direction, expanded mod support, more meaningful NPC stories, and world building that feels alive and reactive. It's the next step in the genre, richer, bolder, and full of charm. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds races across dimensions in a full-throttle explosion of speed, chaos, and multiverse madness. Dropping digitally on September 25th, 2025 for Nintendo Switch and all major platforms, with a physical Switch 2 cartridge edition speeding in early 2026, this isn't just a kart racer, it's Sonic's most ambitious racing game ever. The new Travel Ring mechanic lets you jump between alternate circuits mid-race, completely shifting the track layout and strategy in real time, making every lap a dynamic battleground. With over 40 customizable vehicles, 70 gadgets, and 100+ unique parts and decals, you're not just racing, you're building your identity on the track. And best of all, no downloaded code required on Switch 2. Just pop in the cartridge and go.
Some time later.